This is for Year 11 Methods. It comes out of Chapter 2 Extended Response from the review, and it's question number 4. A quarterly bill shows the following charges. For the first 50 kilowatt hours, we have 9.1 cents per kilowatt hour. So 9.1 is going to be my gradient. And for the next 150 it's 5.8, and thereafter it's 3.56. So what I've actually got happening here, for the first 50 I'm going to have a gradient, and that gradient's going to be $0.091. And of course if you don't use anything you get charged nothing, and that will give us a total. Then for the next 150 it's cheaper, so the gradient will be less because I only get charged 5.8, and then after that it's cheaper again because you only get charged this. So I've got this hybrid graph happening. So for the first 50 kilowatt hours the cost is going to be 0.091 n, where n is the number of kilowatt hours and C is the cost. So that's going to be my rule. I'd like to find out what this coordinate here is. I'm going to use my calculator for that. So 0.091 times 50. And that gives me, I might use decimal, 4.55. So I've got now 50 and 4.55. So after 50 it's going to cost me $4.55. I now have a rule for the second one, which is 0.058 n plus some constant c. And that constant c, remember, will be when this line, if you extended it, would reach there. So I know the gradient, I know a point, and this is a point. So I've got a rule which is y equals 0.058 x plus some constant c. So variables c, press execute to make sure that's all okay. And I'm going to say, given y equals 4.55, and also given x equals 50. That's going to give me, solve for c, c equals 1.65. So that's my second rule, and that would be 1.65 if that line continued. So using that particular rule, which is this rule here, and given c equals 1.65, so I can get rid of that and put 1.65, that's my second rule. So I'm interested in using that rule to find out that this coordinate at time 200 is, so given x equals 200, that's 13.25. That's nice, so $13.25. The third part of the rule would be c equals 0.0356 n plus some constant, and I'm going to use this point here to work out what that constant would be, and I've got 13.25 equals 0.0356 x plus some constant c and I'm going to go maths given when x equals 200. And that gives me an answer for C of 6.13. So they're my three rules. Draw the graph. Well, I've got my graph drawn as well, so that's a bit nice. I could use my graph for 30. Well, 30 is here, so I'd have to plug 30 into this equation. So it's going to be 0.091 times 30. So it's going to cost me $2.73. For 90 is about here, so I'd have to use this second rule. So I'd have to sub 90 into here. So it would be 0.058 times 90 plus 1.65. And that gives me $6.87. And for 300 I would be over here, so I substitute into this rule here, which will give me 0.0356 times 300 plus 6.13. And that's going to give me a total cost of $16.81. How much electricity would be used for $20? So I'd need to use $20 over here and do an estimation. I'm going to draw the same thing on the calculator, and I'm just going to pause it so that I can enter it, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I've used this. I've touched it twice to get 3 lines. I put the first rule and put the domain of 0 to 50. The second rule, put the domain 50 to 200. Notice I included 50 here, but I didn't include it here. And used the third rule and made x greater than 200. I'm now going to press X. It's going to give me an error, but I don't care about that. It's undefined. That doesn't worry me. I'm going to open up my window. I'm going to think about my scale. I need to go from 0, and I need to go up to, let's say, go up to 350. And my Y's, I'm going to make the 0 the bottom. And since 300 was $16, I might go up to $20. And okay, so there's my window. I'm going to touch that, drag and drop, and there's my graph. And just to confirm these answers, if I go analysis, G-solve, I want a calc. I want the y calc when x equals 30. And that tells me that it is $2.73, $2.73. I'd like to do analysis, G-solve, and do a calc. I'd like a y calc when x equals 90. So I'm just confirming my answers in part B. And 90 and $6.87, and there's my $6.87. And then thirdly, I'd like to do a y calc when x equals 300. And that goes okay, and that gives me $16.81, and there's $16.81. And part C, if y was 20, what would x be? So I might do analysis, G-solve, and do an x calc, and put my y value as being 20, and it should tell me that my x value is not found. Why would that be? What did I make? Oh, I didn't go up high enough maybe, so yeah, maybe I go up to 22. Okay, and I have to go across further, so sort of maybe 400. And now I do analysis, whoops, cancel, analysis, gsol calc, and I'll do a xcalc when y equals 20. Now the problem was I wasn't high enough on my graph, and it tells me that x equals 389.6, so I would need to use 389.61 kilowatt hours of electricity to get a bill of $20.